Hardside A-frame campers are great units for getting on the road and enjoying some camping. They are light and compact, and of course fold down for easy towing. But the things that make them so wonderful to own also add a bit of extra maintenance for the owner. One of those extra maintenance items is replacing the top roof seal. This is the foam weather strip that seals the roof sections together when the camper is folded down. Although this looks like a tough job, let me show you how easy it really is to do, so let's hop to it. The top roof seal is a gasket made from 1/2 inch foam. It's 3 inches wide and is glued to the lower roof section. When the roof halves are lowered, the aluminum edge on the top section compresses into the foam to make a weather-tight seal. Over time, exposure to sun and weather can cause the foam to deteriorate and become brittle, making it necessary to replace it. Depending on your exposure, you may need to replace this seal every 3 or 4 years. The only place I have found to buy the replacement foam is directly through Forest River. ALiner owners need to do the same through ALiner. A quick phone call and I had my new seal sent directly to me. I will list the stock number and the phone number for Forest River in the comments section. The seal comes in a 15-foot roll, which is enough to do this job 2 times. Although the price was reasonable, the shipping charges were really high, almost as much as the roll itself cost. The material is high-density foam with a very sticky adhesive on one side. For some reason, the adhesive is applied to the foam side that is opposite of the side with the paper attached. In contrast, the foam for ALiner has the adhesive under the paper, like it should be. Time to do the work. I first have to lower my camper's roof so I can get to the working area. Once the sections are lowered, I wedge a 6-inch board between the roof sections to separate them. On the A-frames built by Forest River, the replaceable foam seal is installed below a rubber seal. If this rubber seal is damaged, it would need to be replaced too. In my case, it's fine, so I can leave it in place. I'll use these tools to remove my old seal. It's not going to be difficult, just a bit of scraping. If it's glued down tightly, then I will use the heat gun to loosen up the glue. Using my multi-scraper, I pick an end and start scraping. The foam is really dried out, so it's coming off fairly easily. The multi-scraper is working perfectly for this. If your seal is not as brittle as mine, gently use the heat gun to help soften the adhesive as you scrape. I continue scraping the foam off the roof, being careful not to gouge into the fiberglass surface. There is a lot of residual foam and adhesive left on the roof, but I'm not concerned about it yet. The object here is just to remove the foam strip. I scrape halfway across the roof and then I switch to the other end. This way I will meet in the middle and not have to crawl all the way across the roof. I'm also being careful not to damage the permanent rubber seal. If your A-frame doesn't have this seal, take a couple pieces of tape and mark the aluminum roof sides in line with the top edge of the foam seal. This will help you align the new piece when you install it. I continue to scrape until I get the foam strip free. That only took me about 30 minutes. Now it's time to remove the remaining foam and adhesive. Here is the old foam seal. It's still flexible, but it's dried out and cracked. I really shouldn't have let this top seal get this bad. Shame on me. The remaining residual is stuck down fairly well, and I can feel sticky adhesive in spots. This will have to be thoroughly cleaned before the new foam seal can be installed. I first sweep away any of the loose material off the roof. I will try just going back over it with the multi-scraper tool. It's coming off, but it's pretty slow going. A little heat from my heat gun loosens up the adhesive and it comes off much easier. I don't need a lot of heat as it softens quickly. If you don't have a heat gun, you can use a good quality hair dryer instead. It takes another 20 minutes to scrape off most of the residual. There's still sticky adhesive left behind, so I have to use chemicals to remove it. I like to use this solvent, brake parts cleaner, to initially attack the glue. It's a very strong solvent and I use it with care as it will damage the plastic skylights. I found the best and safest way to apply it is to spray a decent amount into a cleaning rag. Now I use a bit of elbow grease to remove most of the stuck-on adhesive. Next I use some acetone and wipe it down again. Finally, I wipe it all down with a damp rag. After everything thoroughly dries, I roll out the new piece of seal. I don't want to stick it down yet, so the adhesive is facing up. On the other end, I use a pair of scissors to cut the roll off. Notice I'm cutting it just a bit long. After it's stuck down, I will trim it to the proper length. It really helps to have two people to stick the new seal down, but you can do it by yourself. I tack the one end into position, lining it up with the roof edge, and butting the top edge up against the rubber seal. I'm only sticking down about the first foot or so. I go around to the other side, pull up on the seal, and carefully align it. When I'm happy with this position, I press it all down to seal it to the roof. I remove the protective paper. Using a razor blade and the end of the multi-scraper, I trim the end flush with the roof edge. The spacer board is removed and I make sure the seal is functioning. This looks good. To make sure water doesn't wick under the new foam seal and deteriorate the glue bond, I run a bead of appropriate caulk along the ends and edges. Do not use regular silicone for this, as it will not bond well to the fiberglass roof panel. I like to use this product, Sikaflex 221. It's a polyurethane caulk that's formulated for use on campers and RVs, and I have been using it for years with good results. I only need to run a small bead of caulk around the perimeter of the foam, just enough to seal the edges down. To save the extra foam seal for the next time I do this, I seal it in a bag, place it back in the shipping box, and put it where it won't get a lot of heat. This job is complete. It only took a little over 2 hours of my time, and as you saw, it was simple and fairly easy to do. I hope this helps. Please don't forget to jingle the notification bell, high-five the like icon, and subscribe to my channel. There's lots more to come, and until next time, keep camping.